we're going to talk about skateboarding. I'm pretty sure you have already heard about this risky and urban sport. In fact, it is the act of riding and performing tricks using a skateboard, like this. So a person who skateboards is most often referred to as a skateboarder or colloquially as a skater. Here in Carolina, they usually spend time hanging and fooling around in malls. But in Carolina, they don't really have tracks to practice their favorite sport. So that's why they usually buy their own ramps, or they just practice in public barn stairs or public stairs. Skateboarding can be a recreational activity, a form of art, a job, or a method of transportation. But in fact, it is a culture for... In this video, we're going to talk about the history of skateboarding and how it turns to be a culture for teenagers. So, let's watch this video.
So let's talk about skateboarding history. Sometimes we just know that this sport exists, but we don't really know the history about it. Here it's a summary. This is the history of skateboarding, from its first appearance in the 1950s to the present day. The first skateboards were actually more like scooters. Did you imagine doing tricks with a scooter? With the undercarriage consisting of roller skate wheels attached 2 by 2, in total 4 wheels. Once the push bar of the scooter-like contraption was broken off, skateboarding was born. Then, when the surfing craze was in full swing, people realized skateboarding could recreate the feeling of riding a wave, but not in the sea. This connection with surfing gave skateboarding a direction that will influence everything to come, from maneuvers and style to terrain, fashion and attitude. It was during this time that modifications were made to the tracks, making it easier to maneuver. In the 1960s, companies began to mass-produce the first true surfing-inspired skateboards. Skateboarding became very popular, and companies were fighting to keep up with demand. Lay down the foundation of tricks and style. However, they were still largely limited by equipment. Then, in the 70s, the urethane wheel was invented, revolutionizing the sport. The new wheels provided much better traction and speed. In the 80s, the plywood ramp and street style revitalized skateboarding, just as the urethane wheel had revitalized the sport in the 70s. With all this grassroots action taking place, it was inevitable that skateboarding will go through another growth phase. This time, the cycle peaked around 1987, after skateboarding had directly influenced international culture, ranging from the hard-edged punk style of music that most skaters preferred to the baggy, air-tone clothes and retro-toned shoes that the skaters wore. Skateboarding can be enjoyed by kids as young as 2 years, but the majority of pro skaters range from early teens to early 20s. Most skaters don't train in any usual sense of the word, and they don't even think about their diet. Skaters just do what they love to do, skate all the time. Skateboarding is fun, and having fun is the goal. And when having fun is the goal, it never seems like training. Of course, many skaters do other things for fun as well, such as surfing and snowboarding, which is actually extreme sports cross-training.
Okay, let's start off with foot positioning. Okay, now you want your front foot somewhere in the middle of the board. If you put it farther back, you'll be able to ollie higher. If you put it farther forward, you won't ollie as high, but you'll be a little more under control. If you're right around there, that's a pretty high ollie, but it's good for moving because you aren't too far forward. Now the back foot is putting pressure right on the tail. It can be angled a little bit, you know, but as long as you've got pressure on the tail. So the foot positioning for an ollie looks a little like that. Right, now how you actually ollie is you put pressure down, back tail, then you slide your front foot up. But here's the part where most people screw up. It's because they do this, then they forget to jump with their back foot. Now what ends up happening is you push off and your board smacks up and follows you. So the end result is something that kind of looks like this. Okay, so let's go through this. Now the first thing you do is apply pressure to the tail. You don't actually see it here because my front foot is also pushing down, but you will see it when I start to slide my front foot up. Notice I'm already jumping before my front foot is slid or my tail is snapped down. The next step is sliding your front foot up, and your back end should naturally snap down because you've already got pressure on it and you've taken the pressure off of your front foot. Now here's where timing is important. You have to know when your tail end hits the ground to jump with your back leg. That'll get you airborne because your front foot's already in the air. The next step is spotting the landing and absorbing the impact by bending your knees as you land.
Okay guys, it's over now. I'll practice more moves and teach you more tricks. And don't forget, don't stop rock and rolling, yeah!
Is it still me that makes you sweat? Am I who you think about in bed? When the lights are dim and your hands are shaking as you're sliding off your dress. Think of what you did and how I hope to God he was worth it. When the lights are dim and your heart is racing as your fingers touch. Got more wit, a better kiss, hotter touch, a better fuck than any boy you'll ever meet. Sweetie, you had me. Girl, I was it, look past the sweat. A better love deserving of exchanging body heat in the passenger seat. So I guess we're back to us. So cameraman, swing the focus in case I lost my train of thought. Where was it that we last left off? Oh, now where the shock sets in and the stomach acid finds a new way to make you get sick. I hope you didn't expect to get all of the...
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, my name is Caroline, and in this video we're going
for this world to stop waiting. Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to live.
Well, so a person who skateboards is most often well, so a person who skateboards is often
This is a video. This is a video of how you shouldn't skateboard.
Okay guys, that's all for now. I'll practice more moves and teach you more tricks in the next video. Extreme Sports Caroline! Okay guys, that's all for now. I practice more moves and